too, because you get ones that hook to that netting, wind blows and it's all over the place.
Right.
That's it. Hustle. Yes. Okay. Static second. Ooh. Good cut. Watch it, watch it. Good job. Way to hustle. Nice hustle. All right, 2 on you. Anything close? Watch this time. Conning people out of money. Is that thing streaming from your phone?
Yeah, I guess. Jennifer set it all up before I left the house, and
Because you normally does it per phone.
well, she uses my phone, and then on her phone we use the score
Oh,
stuff,
that's
but we're not going to keep score. Good night. There you go.
Yeah, like a friend, like a silly friend. It says, "Hey, shut up." So what? Because he wasn't a practice.
Ooh, hey, good cut.
Good guy.
Better hustle. Get there on the back. Good job. Better hustle. Yep, you can have one. You wanna get one? Does he have one? I don't think he does. But yes, he can have one if you want to give him. Good eye. Get on the back. Go to the circle. Pitcher. Good eye. Hustle! Good job, nice hustle. Thank you. He's way over there on the fence. you send it. Nice hustle, Addie. Good shot! Hustle! There you go. Oh, that went a lot higher than I thought. Yeah. I thought that had more distance on it. Watch it, watch it. Here it comes, here it comes. Watch it. Good. Good job. Boy, are you paying attention? Good shot. Watch yours, take a swing. Wait on it, make it be there. Get it. It's a good one. Good shot. Wait. Come on. Two on you, anything close. Throw that wrapper in the trash. No idea. Hey, where? Shut the back. Hustle!
Oh my God.
Get there, hustle! Fast. Hustle!
My goodness, that was close.
Got a pretty good grip too. Let's see if this helps. Did you hit it over the fence? No. Tell them what I promised you if you did. What was it? He said if he hits a home run, I told him to hit it over the fence. I'll buy him a new Oculus.
Yeah, it's literally flew by. I'll be sitting by myself for 2 hours.
Alright.
I took something for the end of the more love fundraiser. And so I started committing the fundraiser. But I will be with them for like 2 hours. So like Monday to Tuesday, we don't have to for like 10 minutes. From 9:15 to 10:15, I play a special or I help, and then from 10:15 to 12:30, I'm with my the like 10 to 15 kids that I help, and then from 12:30 to 1:15, I have a lunch break, and then I have recess duty from 1:40 to 1:45, and then I take another break from 1:45 to 2:15, and then from 2:15 to 3:30, I help them do like the fifth grade, and then I go do crosswalk. And once like the walkers that are in the car, I was home by 4 o'clock. No, I don't want to go. I mean, I have her shoes, but she's gonna run. I would rather run. Like I was literally done by like 4 o'clock. It felt weird to go home before 5. But it literally flew by. Like I literally had so I had to
It was running off of the GoPro, which had to have a little receiver with it. To be able to go to it and then go to the iPad. It was also doing the game with the charger to make sure the battery didn't go dead. And it worked great. Well, getting 250 pounds worth of extra stuff, it felt like. So
you better wind it. Did you just ask me a question? Did I hear you?
wife's schedule to see. And I was like, we don't play on the 16th? What's Monday the 16th? Spring break, you know?
Yeah.
Y'all going anywhere?
I think we're going to go to Arkansas to see Jennifer's parents. But we're going to do the long way because I think it was 2017, 18, something like that. We bought a lot on Beaver Lake over by Fayetteville. We've never seen it.
Don't have bought random pieces.
Yeah. Oh.
Touch your base. Touch home, touch home! Oh, touch. One!
That's hers.
Touch her, there you go. Yeah, I know it sucks. Time, take a knee. I know it sucks. Trust me, you'll have teams run 3 runs in while they're playing hurt. Is she from Searcy, Arkansas?
El Dorado.
Okay.
Yeah.
How far is that from Searcy, Arkansas?
Searcy, it's about 3 hours, I think. Searcy's where Harding.
Yeah, that's where my sister went to college. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I've been there.
Yeah.
But I remember her talking about it and everything.
Yeah.
I didn't know if she was actually from like close.
Yeah. No, El Dorado, you go to Little Rock and then go 2 hours driving straight south. That's El Dorado. I used to, in a small plane, I used to fly it down there, and I just tell people, if I wanted to stay in the air an extra five minutes, we'd be in Louisiana. That's how far down it is.
I mean, you miss that window, you're just going way past.
But, yeah.
It's a nice little trip.
Yeah. It's, it was kind of a fluke deal when I bought it. It was in an auction. And
Good pitch. There you go, every time.
And anyway, it was just a very lucky deal. Somebody offered us like $9,000. Then somebody offered us 15, and then we didn't hear anything for a couple of years, and somebody offered us 30. And well, what happened was Ann Walton, who is Sam Walton, Walmart, his granddaughter. I think it's maybe his daughter. She's the one that put in the art museum over in Fayetteville. They have Rembrandt and stuff there. Well, where we're at on Beaver Lake, it's called Lost Bridge Village. And it was an older area of Beaver that really needed upgraded. And she went in and she bought the 3 marinas, she bought the golf course, she bought the airport. And now,
Nothing on your land?
no,
It's a lot.
just a lot too.
How is it off the water?
We're probably about 150 yards up above, maybe down off the water.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think it's the way most like going to Grand Home. We stayed in a few Airbnbs. They're like, yeah, waterfront. In my head, I'm thinking beach,
Yeah.
20 feet away or whatever. But you're up a little ways. There's a nice backyard.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's still
Yeah, and it's just a 1 acre lot, so it's good size for a lake lot. But
even stuff like the one we stayed at. It was like an older got up and like fishing and maritime stuff, and it wasn't nothing great. Like they even had commented like they had a thing on as you walk down the island saying like, hey, we're getting the Florida place. I know like we're blah blah blah, but it wasn't a major. It didn't cost a lot. Had a hot tub.
yeah,
But I was like, just for the fact that like you're right there on the water, go swimming, you can like enjoy the being outside. Like, we just took a weekend trip and did that with the kids. I mean that place, that logbook they had was full every weekend for us. I mean, hey, something like that.
here's what's funny is, my older daughter turned 23 a couple days ago. When her mother and I were, she was wasn't there all the time. So I think when she was about 8 years old, I took her to Atlantis in the Bahamas for a week.
The big resort and all this stuff. Yeah, I've seen that on.
Yeah.
They play the big college tournament there at the beginning of the year
Yeah,
for
that's
basketball.
right. Yeah.
I was like, that looks beautiful.
It's pretty cool, you know, and so I took her there. I took her right after Jennifer and I started dating. We took her on a Disney cruise. That was like, I don't know, 5 or 7 days. I don't remember, but it was fun. Then the next year, we rented a house. Kind of like, I don't even think Airbnb was really going yet.
Yeah.
We just rented a place at Lakeview Falls. Just a, normal kind of old house. And we rented a boat one day. We just did all sorts of stuff.
Yep.
And it was by far the least expensive of all the trips. And she told me on the way home, she goes, "This is the best vacation that we've ever had." I was
like good.
Okay, yeah.
Hustle! Turn and look. There you go.
Yeah, because the Bahamas trip, I don't know how much that was, but
You told us it would be done in
maybe more. The Disney cruise was like $5,000. Yeah, and then I didn't even spend $1,000 at the lake. All of it. And it was like, and she was like, "This is by far the best trip we've ever had." I was like, wow. Which of course, I've been back when I was a kid going to the lake. That was my favorite.
Oh, that was always my favorite. Yeah. Like my dad, we had an RV and a boat growing up. So anytime we went to Branson a few times. My dad would drive the RV there first, then come back and get all the boat, and drive the boat. And, when we leave, we'd bring the boat back, and he'd turn around, go back into the RV, and come back.
Wow.
He every time. And I was like, as a kid, I was like, those are my favorite times, and I never realized how much effort he put into and work he put into that to make it up. Yeah, it was fun. We did the campfire pie, the moon pie deals.
Yeah.
Big piece of metal with some bread in between.
Oh, yeah.
We did those for the kids, and s'mores, and fishing, and they had a blast. Like I said, we rented a pontoon boat.
Yeah. I mean, we had a boat with my dad. He had this 75, and we put the idle time camper. You remember those?
Yeah.
Just out on the back of it.
Touch the plate. Good job. Yup.
And anyway, and we would go to the lake, and we did have a ranger bass boat when they
Oh, yeah.
and I think it's called Lake Falls in Alabama. I think that's where they were from.
That was always one of my favorite ways.
In Alabama or the one here?
One here.
Yeah,
one
one
here.
Yeah, one here is great. And so anyway, me and my mom, dad, and brother stayed in that little bitty camper.
We weren't allowed to do campers. Had a big old camper we pulled all the way down there.
Yeah.
We weren't allowed in the camper.
Oh,
My
really?
brother had to sleep outside in the tent. Granted, that's probably what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
That was the cool thing. Sleep in the tent outside.
Yeah.
Trying to do it now as a kid.
Yeah, what about, you ever been to Lake Murray?
Now I've wanted to. I've looked into it. Like,
It's a nice lake. We went down there when I was maybe 5 years old, 6 years old the first time I ever went, but I remember it because we got there late after the rest of a lot of our family was down there. And we got down there, and my aunt was on the dock, kind of walking out towards the boat. And we get out of the car, and my mom yells at us, and my aunt turns around and starts waving at my mom, walking backwards, not seeing that there was a cottonmouth, and it was a baby cottonmouth, which was the worst.
yeah.
sitting there, them sunbathing, basically, getting sun. What did you call it? Sun.
Yeah.
And she steps on it. I mean, it wham, right in her ankle. And because a baby doesn't know how to control how much venom,
yeah,
they just give you
everything it's got.
Everything's got. And anyway, so off to the hospital she goes.
That would make it a memorable trip, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it's and we were in Arkansas Lake it's been 5 or 6 years ago, and at Lake Catherine, Laurel, my older daughter, Madeline, Jennifer's parents, all of them. And nighttime, and Laurel's like, Dad, over in that swimming area, there's a snake. And I said, all right, I'll come over there. And I figured this is a little water snake. And I walked over there and I had a flashlight shined out there. Well, it started coming towards the light. And I was like, okay, y'all get back. I don't know what you're talking about. Because I had the shorter body, big, thick. And it comes over there and it's coming to the light. And that's the only snake I know of that will come at me. Rattlesnake, step right by him. As long as you don't mess with them, they won't mess with you. But cottonmouth looks for trouble. Yeah. And
Good shot! Hustle, 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 hustle!
Let's go, Riley! Woo! Let's go, baby!
But yeah, so anyway, when we saw his cottonmouth, the ranger over there, he goes, I can't do anything about it because cottonmouths are federally protected in Arkansas. He goes,
locate him or nothing?
well, he goes, well, I got a buddy who he goes over to his cabin and this guy comes out and he's a local and he had this little fishing pole in the hook, and I mean it wasn't a minute later we had that thing hooked, and it was
The whole setup.
yeah.
Ooh, there it is. See, it's ended. He's got a setup. He's sitting right there, ready to go. That's how you know.
Yeah.
I got these out of a vending machine, and they're worth
Run it out, hustle!
$20 a piece.
Is that right?
Yeah, they're 1948 Jefferson nickels.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
That's a good find.
I normally don't look at the coins, but I just happened to look and these look weird.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, hang on to it.
Yeah, that's
Sure.
Hustle! It's his phone screaming.
Hey, it's recording.
What do you need?
Does it kill anything?
Come on! Woo!
Go, G, get it.
auction down here?
It was at Penn Square Mall
Oh, really?
over yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, she wanted to buy some sodas, so we went and put money in, and then we couldn't get it out. It gave us a whole bunch of change.
Wow.
Yeah, it gave us like dollar coins. Like these quarters, one of these quarters were $4, ones were $3. Yeah.
I don't really do much with coins now. I will buy certificates these days. Pretty cheap, and now people kind of going to them, and it's harder to get a hold of them. But I've got a few of those. And, I'm all about auctions. And,
me too.
I'm almost embarrassed to say this, but that lake property that I bought, Beaver Lake's kind of an uppity. It wouldn't be a place where I would go buy a lot if I were just going to buy one, But I remembered this auction on a Sunday night, and I hopped on and I started looking. There was like 7 minutes to go on this lot. It was just a timed auction, and it had like a $3 bid right there.
Oh.
And so I thought, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they probably have a reserve price. So I put on $100. So it was like, I put on $100. Bought it for $8.50.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. Man, I couldn't do it. And so,
What auction site
Good
is
eye.
this?
it's called Lando Land.
Lando Land?
Get there, Timmy! Nice hustle.
Get on. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
I mean, the thing is that, I work really hard at it. I mean, I'm looking, I bet you every day I'll look at 100 different auctions. Looking at equipment, looking at, stuff like that. And it was just good. It was funny because when I bought it, I walked into our living room and I said, well, guess what I just bought a shoe? She was like, what? I said, I just bought a lake lot over Beaver Lake. She's like, she got pissed. She's like, you did what? And I said, $8.50. And she's like, you're kidding me. And I said, I printed out the bill and said, there it is, $8.50. And she goes, what was the bill on it? And I said, I don't know. I said, they didn't have a reserve on it. And I said, I just saw it. I saw Arkansas. And then it's like Beaver Lake. And I was like, because I knew a guy that had a house on Beaver Lake at one time. And it was nice. And anyway, so yeah. And the funny thing about it is, we'll never sell it, but the highest offer we've gotten so far is $65,000. And that, think about the tax implications, $8.50 versus $65,000.
Yeah. Just leave it. Leave it for your kids.
Yeah. I mean, it is. So, but yeah, I mean, that's, another story like that, except it wasn't quite so funny. I was on a auction out in Hydro, Oklahoma, it was online, and I knew the guy, the auctioneer, Roger Ince, and he had called me and he told me, he was like, are you still looking for a boat? And I said, yeah. And he goes, okay, we have 2 boats coming up to town. We have a pretty much brand new Yamaha, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay. And he goes, and then we have an older Tahoe that's just kind of a, ski and play type of boat. And I was like, okay. So I took a look at it. And, but I forgot about it. So then that Tuesday, when that was going on, I thought, oh, I forgot about that Ince auction. So I hopped on that. And,
Get out there, like, get out!
Hustle, Miles, hustle.
and so anyway, I started watching with Mavericks. She walks in there and she goes, what are you doing? I said, I'm looking at these boats. And she said, you gonna buy one? I said, no. And she goes, so that Yamaha came up and she goes, now what will it sell for? And I said, well, I bet $30,000. It ended up it sold for I think $2,750 or something like that. And then the car came up. And it had a pre-bid on it of $7,000. And so she's like, she was asking me all these questions, how does this work, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, here, watch. So the next bid was $7,500. So I hit $7,500. And it comes up, you know, you're currently the winning bid. It says it's bright green, you know. And Madeline's like, oh, we're winning, we're winning. I said, watch this, we're getting ready to get run over here. And we sit there. And we sit there.
Good shot, hustle! Fast, Sid, fast!
And we sit there. And it says, you're the winning bid. And she goes, Madeline goes, we bought it? I said, yeah, we bought it. And she's like, I'm going to go tell Mom. And I was like, no, tell Mom. So I stopped her. Well, Jennifer was in the shower. They'd been swimming or something. And she was in the shower. And she walks in, and I was like, hey, look at this boat. I mean, it's
Don't you like this boat?
yeah, it's getting older, but it's nice. And she looked at it and she goes, yeah, I can't believe that cheap. And I said, yeah. I said, you know, it's blah, 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 blah. And then I flipped over to the screen where it said, you won. And she goes, we own it? I said, yeah. I said, not on purpose. And I told her what happened. She was actually cool with that. So, but,
I like to go to estate sales, and I got so many coins. I have all the national park hoarders,
that right?
all in their books, and
wow.
a bunch of older coins.
Yeah.
It was a really good deal. I looked everything up while I was there, and I mean, they were like half worth double what I paid for them.
Is that right?
And I'm sure just as time goes on, they're gonna appreciate it.
Yeah. Sure they will. Yeah. Yeah, I'm the king of the auction. I will, if I see something that I've never seen before, sometimes, I mean, I wouldn't even know what this is. I'll buy it. And, you know, and sometimes I screw it up. I mean, it's not, you know, you hear people say, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if you do enough, you're going to make that. That's what that's you get duped on something. I bought this, we needed some new fencing around at our old house around the pool. So they had all this nice black fencing that was selling at the auction. I paid up for it because we needed it. When I went to El Reno the next day to get it, the white sash ladies were running the auction, and one of the ladies was her dad's auction. And they go, you know, what's your last name? I said, Cleveland. They said, what do you have? I said, well, I got the pool fencing and a couple other things. She's like, you bought the pool fencing? And I said, yeah. She goes, turned around and looked at the other lady. She goes, that's that stuff that Leon bring him up on. So the owner was bidding against me, which really, you know. And anyway, and they were running. I was like, and then I went out there, and they had two real nice pieces stacked on top, and then the rest of it was just rusted, which was my fault. I should have went. There was a preview day, and I just didn't go preview it, but they knew what they were doing. So I was like, okay, I'll never jacket these people again.
It's not even a you thing. That's going to be crooked.
Yeah. Well, anyway, another auction comes up, and it's in Mustang. And I look, and it's them. And I thought, well, I'll see what they got. So I get on there, and they have pretty nice stuff. And they have this portrait, and it said, horse picture is how they label it. A horse picture. And I focused in on it, and it had G. Harvey's, which G. Harvey's a huge, he's dead now, but he's a huge artist out of Austin, Texas. And he did a lot of oil field and cowboy stuff, and he's very, a lot of his stuff is very sought out. Well, this is stuff I've never seen of his. And so, but it said horse portrait. And I looked, and I was like, so I ended up buying it. $7. I put in a $10 reserve, you know, but I would have went. I probably went after a couple hundred for it, you know, just to get it.
Did you do that online?
Yeah. And then there was another one that said horse and cattle picture, and I focused in on it, and it was G-Harvey, and I bought it for $7. And so, and then, you know, they had some other stuff. I was like, I mean, you are doing these people such a disservice by not, and the deal with G-Harvey's. I've bought a bunch of them, and I've sold a bunch of them. These, he said he started painting in 1968. Don't worry about it, get in there. And do is you're trying to figure out, okay, which one of them has been at that big impressive test? You know,
Wow.
yeah, one of them has a spider web going all the way around the neck. And the other one has like a panther or something. I'm like,
Red flag.
yeah, good. One more. But yeah. But the coin deal, those are.
I used to make a point about looking at every coin, and I just got out of it. I just happened to look at them today because I was going to buy these.
Yeah.
I don't usually spend cash though. I usually have a card.
Right.
And any coins I get, I just throw them in the tray at my house.
Right.
And then if the kids need money, they go and, dig in there.
Yeah, I was going through some pennies. I found a wheat penny. And to me, that's always a big deal. I was like, Madeline, look at this. She's like, what? And I said, this is called a wheat penny. She's like, well, just walk off. Like, okay, cool.
But that's like my grandma. My dad said they would travel. They go different places. My grandpa liked to play golf, so they traveled all over playing golf. And she gave us all, me, my brother, and my sister, these books with all the coins in it, and then it's got another one for all the quarters with the special national park, and all the pennies every year, blah blah. As a kid, you're like, thanks, like, not that cool. And as an adult, I was sitting there one day and I was flipping through videos, and one popped out, we go, you have this coin, and you might have blah blah. I was like, I got a whole book full, I wonder. I looked at it, I was like, that one, this one looks kind of funny. I got like a couple pennies that are rare, that are like misstamped. I've got like, I was like looking it up. I was like, that's a lot cooler now that I'm older. When I was a kid, I was like, a book of change, Grandma. And now that I'm older, I'm like, this is actually kind of cool. So now I've got an app where I can literally just scan it on my phone and it'll tell me what it is, how much it's worth. I'm like,
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
That misstamped stuff is worth a fortune.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, Maddie didn't care, yeah.
Yeah.
As a kid, I could care less.
Yeah.
It stayed in my little box for I don't know how long. Hustle, hustle, hustle. She's going, she's going!
Oh,
Ooh, way to be there. Hey, you're good. The next one. I still haven't had a full roster yet.
is this team our age group? Or are they?
They're either our age group and just starting out, or they're younger and trying to. Some teams, like our old team, we would always play use it just as live scrimmages. Tournaments to play our actual age. When I was in the league, we'd always play up. That might be what they're doing. They might be an AU team. They got some pretty good girls on it.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Holy man. I didn't know you were here.
Yeah, you ignored me, man.
See you soon. Bitch. Hey, guys, snag.
Hey, man, be careful.
Let's try.
But it
Watching
is.
his YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Ball game.
Do you fly?
Yeah.
When you fly?
The biggest I fly is King Air.
Oh.
Okay.
Hey, Liv.
I just fly a little tail wheel.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, two-seater.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's flying.
That was one.
I mean,
Oh, he's over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Addie's granddad about, I went down there with crash in 2008.
Oh, David?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was in a Piper Land, it's a piston plane. And I flew out of State Creek. And I had
We've got a bunch of
2 guys with me.
4-year-olds playing.
And we were climbing through about 400 feet.
Like this last
Climbing out
tournament,
there.
it was like,
And all of a sudden, it
60
sounded like
tournaments,
somebody
we had
grabbed the
60
throttle
teams with,
and just
probably
idled the
some
plane
of those
down.
boys turning 7.
And the
Again,
guy with me,
the kid that just turned
the guy that was right seat, he wasn't a pilot. The attorney wasn't a pilot. It's 4. And he was like, "Did you do that?" And I said, "No, we having issues." I immediately flipped the fuel pumps on and started trying to get it to release
throwing out feelers that are better than plays.
And so finally, you know this. I mean, once
No,
you
it'll
figure
be
out
like-
that it's not going to produce power, you start setting it up to not produce power because you don't want to be
But he
controlled.
was just like, he was like, I'm gonna
Going
need like
down.
5 or 6
Our
kids,
problem
you
was
know,
we
and
ended
like,
up
I'll
in a sea of trees.
throw it out there and see if anybody's
You know, because we were at the lake and there was no bell out. And so we got about 50 feet above the trees and I told the guy, I'd already told Brett, the attorney, to brace himself that we were going down. And told him, I said, tell me when we're 50 feet above the trees. He was like, why? And I said, I'm throwing the landing gear down. And because I knew it would slow us down. And I know, landing gear is pretty tough. I've made plenty of bad landings. Yeah. Know that, but anyway, and so I throw the landing gear down, and I told him, the last thing I said to him was, when we touch the treetops, the nose is coming out. And we were probably still moving about, I don't know, probably 90 miles an hour. And because that plane had what was called Hirsch bar wings on it, which were built for speed, not built for float or gliding. So our descent rate was pretty good. And about the time we got to the trees, I yanked that yoke as hard as I could. Got the nose, had enough authority to get the nose up in the air. And we went through, and I think they said we took down like 5 or 6 trees. Now you're down. And then we hit the 7th tree, left the lead, and we did a 180 and just stopped. And so the tail was on the ground, the plane was in the air, the nose was in the air, and I was sitting there and I went, okay, we just had a plane crash, and I don't feel like. And then my head was hurting a little bit, but I didn't think much about it. I looked over at Joe and I was like, hey man, you all right?
Oh.
And I was like, dude, what happened? When he braced himself at the panel, he put his hand on the altimeter, and so it went right through his hand. And then I was like, Brent, are you all right? He didn't answer me. So I flipped off the restraints and turned around and ripped his seat out of the bottom of the plane. And he was in the cargo hold. And he was rocking himself up.
No one cares.
And he finally rocked up and stopped. And he looked at me and he goes, man, what a ride. And anyway, and we all got out of there. And I mean, crazy story. But and what turned out came out to be was that on the turbocharger, the wastegate, there's a wastegate that so if you overboost it, it won't blow up the turbo. Well, I didn't overboost it. I had over 2,000 hours on the plane. So I knew the settings. And for whatever reason, the wastegate decided to open. Well, when it opens, it lets all the compression out of the motor. So it was just idle. And they told me, they said if you could have stayed in the air about another minute, it would have switched over to normal reciprocation where you wouldn't have had as much power because you wouldn't have had the turbo. But you had a bypass, you still would have flown to Oklahoma City, just 20 or 30 knots slower, and got there, and which I wouldn't have flown back to the city. I'd have set it down, somewhere. But yeah, it was great, and I swore after that happened that I would never fly again. And about 2 weeks went by, and I was like, I went out to Oklahoma Aviation where I did my training, my private, estimate, and commercials. And anyway, I went out there and they're like, what are you gonna do? And I said, I just need to know where the plane is flying. I said, I just want to go up. And so I grabbed one of my old instructors and he said, where are you gonna go? And I said, let's just fly to Chick-fil-A, 12-minute flight. I said, fly to Chick-fil-A, we'll do a touch and go, and come back. So he goes, you want me to handle the radios? And I said, no, I've got it. So we take off. I don't know if we were flying out of Wiley.
My hangar's there.
Okay.
Right by Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Used to hang on Atlantic. And then, originally I was, I don't remember what it was. It started with a B. Valor or Val, it was something. It was not at the northern end. And anyway, so anyway, we take off. Of course, took the bus 400 feet. They turned right to a 200, right over Lake Ulster, and said, and they'd give me those instructions before takeoff, and so when we got up bus to 400 feet, Randy, I don't know if he's still in the tower there, but he used to be in the tower. He was like, all right, 2099 Delta, whatever it was. 2099 0099 Delta, I think. Maybe Delta. He said, contact Oakland City Departure 12416. And I didn't answer. And Scott kind of looked at me, and I didn't hear him say it. I was so focused on the engine, going, okay, is it cutting out? Is it running like it's running? And so Randy came back on again, said it, and Scott realized that I didn't hear him again. So Scott grabbed the radios and said, 12416. So we switched over, but yeah. So, do you fly boats?
Well, I did until my plane got crashed.
Oh, really?
Not crashed.
What would you call it?
Toppled over.
Oh, really?
On a run-up, 1,800 RPMs. Wind caught the tail.
Oh.
Put it on its nose, right in front of me.
Were you in the plane with that?
No, I was outside watching it. We had just fixed an oil leak, and my ex got in it and was doing the run-up. And he had just gotten his tail wheel certification, so he didn't have the proper control inputs in, and he was doing his run-up with the wind at his tail, and yeah, he just put it on his nose. But it was a Continental engine, so with that, you do not need to tear it down. If you do a run-out on the flange and it's in tolerance, you don't have to split the case,
Right.
but a light combing you do.
Right.
So got lucky there, did a run-out on the flange, it was fine. We ended up breaking up.
Okay,
He
right.
bought it.
I see.
He bought it. It was a 1946 Cessna 140.
Oh, wow.
Holland. Yeah, it was really good. Red wheel.
The last plane that I owned was I had a Cirrus.
Oh, yeah.
SR20. Yeah.
Okay, my friend had just sold, Craig Owen, he's a red timer. But,
Dang, I don't know why.
well, he had two Cirruses. He had a brand new one. He just sold it, and he had a Mustang Citation. And then he always has Huskies. I think right now he has a Bonanza. He just had triple bypass surgery today.
Oh, wow. Wow.
So he's gonna feel a lot better.
Did you do your training with Wiley or?
No, I did most of my training down in Lincoln.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my instructor's down there.
Is that where you did your check ride or?
Yeah, I learned in a A11.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Can I have the proof?
Wow.
I did some flying out of when I was training out of Guthrie, and then I did.
Wow, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm gonna find you.
I prefer the tower. Here you go. I prefer the tower.
Why?
Yeah. Yeah, there's been a couple times I've come into Wiley, two times I think I was in the final. And it was Randy.
They beat
He's
constant.
good in the tower.
They would
But
beat
I was probably on a maybe half-mile final, and there was a Learjet
Yeah,
waiting
because
to
she's
take off,
trying to use it.
and he cleared Learjet to go.
No.
And I quickly hopped on and was like, said, hey Randy, 2-1 Charlie Pop. I said, you need me on 17 right? He just cleared that Learjet to go, and he goes, can you make right? And I said, yeah. So I did it. Then the next time it happened, he cleared somebody to take off in front of me, and I got in the horn with him, and he just went, everybody stop. And he goes, 2-1 Charlie Pop. You're cleared to land 17 left. I was like, all right, because he cleared somebody else, but
Yeah, they were always really nice with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was in a tiny plane,
yeah.
and so they knew. I mean, I would fly in and out there all the time, so they knew that plane and my voice.
Yeah.
So they made accommodations. Like they were putting me first almost.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I was gone overnight and came, when I'd come back, they'd say, welcome home, and stuff like that, but yeah.
I haven't flown since October.
Oh, is that right?